It's Krista with Catnap Reader, and today I'm here to talk to you about ways that you can get good deals on books. You don't always have to pay full price for your books. There's many different tips and tricks that you can use to get discounted or cheaper priced books. So today I really just want to share with you guys my own personal experience that I've learned throughout the years in purchasing my own collection. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. The first place that I want to talk to you guys about today is the Goodwill Bookstore. This is my all-time favorite place to go to get books. Basically, I'm not referring to a regular Goodwill clothing store. The place that I'm referring to is a Goodwill store that is dedicated to nothing but books. Literally, the entire store is all books. And you would be really surprised. I know a lot of people think that it's probably like old, outdated, beat up, nasty books, but it is the complete opposite. I find so many of my books from the Goodwill Bookstore, and I've gotten so many great deals. What's really nice is that the entire store is broken up into different categories. So basically they have the fiction section, the nonfiction, then they have a young adult, a children's section, they have a sci-fi section, a fantasy section, a romance, mystery, horror, classics, they have a cookbook section. Basically, you name it, they have it. And what's really cool is that they're so reasonably priced. I believe their paperbacks start at like $1.99 and go up to $2 and some change, and then their hardcovers are around $3 and some change. So they are very, very reasonably priced, and I cannot recommend them enough. I know I've heard a lot of people say that they don't have a local Goodwill bookstore, but if you ever do come across one, I can't recommend it enough. The next place that I want to talk to you guys about today is Books A Million. I think a lot of people don't realize that Books A Million has a massive clearance section. Basically, my local Books A Million store unfortunately recently shut down, but before they shut down, their clearance section was legitimately like 40% of their store. And what's really nice is that they have literally a little bit of everything in their clearance section. They have fiction, nonfiction, young adult, children's, classics, cookbooks. They have a little bit of everything, and they're very reasonably priced. I believe they start at like $3 and some change, and they go up to like $6 and some change. And they have lots of hardcovers, paperbacks. The other cool thing is that the majority of the books that are in their clearance section are new releases, which is really nice. Like, you can't beat it. It's a brand new hardcover book for $3 and some change. I mean, you really can't go wrong. I highly recommend, if you have a local Books A Million store, to go and check out their clearance section. It is by far one of my favorite stores to go to other than the Goodwill Bookstore. So I definitely recommend checking it out. The other cool thing is that if you go on booksamillion.com on their website, they actually have a section where you can go and view their clearanced books, and I believe it's titled like bargain books or something like that. You can find it on their website, and then it's broken up into like subcategories. For instance, young adult or fiction, nonfiction, bestsellers, sci-fi, what have you. So once you get on there, you would click on bargain books, and then you would click on the genre that you're looking for, and it would show you what books they have on clearance. The other cool thing that I found is I have went on their website and looked at their clearance section, and then gone into the store a couple hours later and actually found books in the store that were not necessarily listed on the website. So I do also recommend checking both places if you're looking for a book to see if they have it. The other cool thing is that when you're on Books A Million's website, they sell used books as well, and a lot of people don't know this. But if you find the book you're looking for on their website and you click on it, you will see that it has the price. Basically, that is the price for the brand new book sold by Books A Million. But if you scroll down the page a little bit, you will see that there is like third-party sellers selling the books used as well on their website. So I also definitely recommend shopping around and pricing around. You always want to do your research when you're trying to save money on buying books. I can't recommend enough. This is one of the biggest things that I can recommend to you guys, is to price around. Just because one website has a book for this price doesn't mean that you can't go to another website and find it for a cheaper price and get a better deal. So it's definitely worth shopping around. I have saved hundreds of dollars just by shopping around. The next place that I want to talk to you guys about is Barnes & Noble. What's really cool about Barnes & Noble is they also have a clearance section in their store. It's generally very small, and it's nowhere near as big as Books A Million's clearance section, but Recently, in the past few years, they have been having a lot more new releases and better books in their clearance section. I know for many years, the books that they had in their clearance section weren't all that good, but more recently I have been finding that they have had much better books in their clearance section. I actually recently found a copy of When Dimple Met Rishi, a hardcover copy, in their clearance section for like $6 and some change. So I highly recommend the next time you're at Barnes & Noble's to check out the clearance section. The other cool thing with Barnes & Noble's that a lot of people don't realize is that if you go on barnesandnobles.com, they actually have used books as well. I believe it's called the Barnes & Noble Marketplace, but if you go on the Barnes & Noble website, just like how you would do on Books A Million, you would find the book you're looking for and you would click on it and then basically scroll down a little bit and you'll see where they have third-party sellers selling it for cheaper prices. Generally, they're used copies that the third-party sellers are selling, and that's why they're cheaper, but you can get some really good deals. The other thing you want to do when you're buying used books online is you always want to make sure that you read the description. So, for instance, I'm very picky about my books, and I like my books to be in good condition. I like my books to be basically almost either like new or brand new, so I'm super picky about that. So I kind of learned the hard way that you always want to make sure that you are reading the description before you are purchasing these books. The other thing that I want to tell you guys about with Barnes & Noble's is a few years back I just happened to be on their website and I found that they were having this big sale where they were doing young adult books buy one get one free, and it was all the young adult books, hardcovers, paperbacks, signed copies, you name it. It was on sale, buy one get one free. It's such a good deal. I mean, literally, even if you're getting a hardcover book for $19.99, you're getting the second book free, so it's kind of like you're paying $10 a book, and especially if you're getting a signed copy of a book, you really can't beat $10. So the only problem with this sale is I never know when it's going to happen, and I never hear anything about it, so it doesn't seem like they ever really promote this sale. I always just randomly happen upon it. However, because I know that they do this sale periodically, I've gotten to the point where I will literally check Barnes & Noble's every couple of weeks to see if the sale's going on. So it's definitely worth looking into. If you guys ever do come upon this sale by Barnes & Noble's, I highly recommend trying to stock up and get as many books as you can afford. At least that's what I do. To be honest, I keep an ongoing list of books that I want to buy and books that I want to read. So whenever I find that Barnes & Noble's is doing this sale, I try to stock up and get as many books as I can afford. The next place that I want to tell you guys about is Amazon. I'm sure you guys are all well aware that Amazon has been selling books for many years, but you can get some really good deals on Amazon.com. Like I said, you always want to price around, shop around, and the other thing is keep in mind when you're buying books online, you are going to be paying shipping and handling. So you definitely want to take that into consideration and make sure that it's worth it. So for instance, just because you found this book and it seems like it's a great price, let's say it's like $7.99, you want to take into consideration you're also going to be paying the $4.99 shipping and handling. So then you have to weigh the pros and cons. At that point, you may be better off just going to your local bookstore and purchasing it, and then you don't have to wait a couple weeks for it to come in the mail, and you're also knowing that you're getting a brand new copy and you're not chancing getting a beat up copy in the mail. The next place that I want to tell you guys about is called Half Price Books, and this is a website that you can go to online and purchase books from. I've actually heard from quite a few people that there are physical Half Price Books bookstores as well. Unfortunately, I don't have one near me, and so I've never been to one before, but I've heard some really good things about them, and I know that there are lots of people that love Half Price Books and swear by them and say that you can get amazing deals by either going on their website or going into their local store. If you do have a local store nearby you, I definitely recommend checking it out, but if you're like me and you don't have a local store nearby, you can always just go on their website like I do. The next thing that I want to tell you guys about is do yourself a favor, go to your local library and get yourself a library card. If you are a book lover like myself and you read lots of books, there is actually this really cool thing that's come out where you can download these apps and you can borrow audiobooks and ebooks. So my local library recommended an app called Cloud Library, and that's actually how I found out about this. But basically, you download the app and then it will prompt you to enter your library card and PIN number, and then once you do that, it will allow you to borrow audiobooks and ebooks from the system. What's really cool is that it's free. You don't have to pay anything. I actually really love this. It's really helped me lately to be able to read a lot more books. That's one of the ways that I'm able to read books so quickly. There are a couple of apps that I recommend. The first one is the one that I just said, Cloud Library, and the other one is an app called Libby. And basically Libby is the same thing where you download the app onto your phone and then it'll prompt you to enter your library card number and PIN, and then you'll be able to borrow books. The reason why I have two different apps on my phone is because sometimes I'll go on Libby looking for a book and they won't have it, but then Cloud Library will, and vice versa. And the other cool thing is sometimes, like if I find a book on Cloud Library and there's a long wait for the book, then I can go on Libby and I might find the book and there might not be a wait. So that's another reason why I have two different apps on my phone that do the same thing. Another similar app that I've heard many people love is Overdrive. I've never used it myself, but I've heard many good things about it, and I definitely recommend checking out one of these apps that I've stated. Honestly, I really prefer having the physical copy of the book in my hand to read, but then again, there are certain times when that's really not possible, like if I'm in the shower or in the morning when I'm getting ready for work, or when I'm driving to and from work, or even just driving around running errands. And during those times, that's when I really like to listen to my audiobooks. So that's actually part of the reason why I love these apps so much. But yeah, I highly recommend downloading one of these apps and checking it out. The next thing that I want to talk to you guys about today is NetGalley. And NetGalley is actually a website that you can go to where you can request books from publishers. And these are books that have not been published yet. They're books that are getting ready to be published soon. So basically how it works is publishers will give you free copies of books. However, they do expect you to read the book and write a review. So you definitely want to make sure that if you're going on NetGalley and requesting books, you do want to make sure that you are leaving reviews. Because if you request a bunch of books and you're not reviewing them, then in the future when you go to request books, they might not be so willing to give you the book. So basically what you do is you just go to netgalley.com, and then they have different genres that you can search through and see what books are available for request. And then basically you just click on the book and you can submit a request to the publisher, and then you just wait a couple of days to see if the publisher accepted your request. And if they do, they will send you the book for free. Generally, in my own personal experience, they send you an electronic copy of the book that you can download to your Kindle or e-reader. So yeah, that's basically all that I have for you guys today. I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And in the comments down below, let me know, have you guys tried any of these tips out? Did they work for you? Did they not work for you? I would love to hear from you guys. But until next time, I'll see y'all later.